Department versus Ashley Salcedo. This is in the interest of Royal, Santos, Nicholas, and Bella Gonzalez. We're here for a compliance hearing in a court-ordered service case.
So beyond the report that I sent in, nothing much has changed. Some services that were already in place are still going on. She is engaged with the Cal Farley's program for her son, Nicholas. He goes by Zachary. So if I slip up, I apologize. Um, and they are engaged. They did have a little bit of an issue because their original worker left, and so they had to be reassigned to someone. They're now have seen him, I believe, at least once, and that individual has made some really good recommendations for how she can possibly receive some additional services to help stabilize the home. Um, she is working, but what she is doing is currently not as sufficient as she had hoped. She's applying for jobs. She just told me that she has a job interview here in just a little bit this morning. And I gave her some suggestions that I found out about as well. Um, she's working on maintaining her utilities. We helped her with rent, as did the Cal Farley's program recently. I know that she has applied for the food stamps, the Medicaid. I believe she is still waiting to be approved or denied. And so she is in the process of that. The HOPES program is no longer available. Their funding ended, and so I'm trying to obtain another suitable option for her. I know that she has been looking for daycare for Royal. Santos is not in school. She's got to get his shots, and so she's been working on that. Um, the other two children are in school. Um, they have not done any mental health evaluations. No one has started counseling. And Ashley has not submitted any drug testing thus far. I know a lot of her focus has been on just trying to do jobs to make enough money to even afford food at this point. So she's having a lot of struggles with that.
All right. Do you consider that she's in compliance with us? I mean, is she doing the best she can do?
I think that she is doing the best she could do. I would like to see significantly more. I do think that getting the two boys in school and daycare respectively would help her significantly, um, as would, finding I guess, more consistent or uh, regular income. I know that she's waiting on one job that she feels confident about. I don't know what this job she's applying for later, or that she's interviewing later this morning for, what its potential is. But home health is the one that she recently applied for and feels confident about obtaining. She's done that work before, and she knows that she can come closer to meeting all of her needs with that, as well as maybe doing the DoorDash, which is what she's doing currently. So I know she has a plan. I know that having to have the boys with her makes it more difficult, which is why I feel like first step needs to be taking care of Santos shots and getting Royal into a daycare. And I think the biggest issue is openings for his age child at daycare right now.
Okay, now on daycare, she will qualify, won't she, for
Yes, ma'am, and we'll help her, or Your Honor. Yes, and we'll help her with that as well, with the cost.
all right. Okay. My concerns when I read the report just was that, she had moved in with one gentleman, and then about a week later moved back out and back home. I mean, does she have stable housing for her and the children?
Yes, Your Honor, at this point, she's back where she was originally.
Mhm.
I believe that the situation when she moved with the boyfriend was there were some things taking place that she was unaware of until she moved in with him, unfortunately. To my knowledge, she does not have anyone in her life at this point other than her children, as far as, significant other or anything like that.
Okay, but her housing where she's at is right now is considered to be stable.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
And she was working yesterday to get a working stove and a better refrigerator, and get rid of the older models that she had there. So that will also help to allow her to cook on something other than a little burner.
All right. Is that something that a landlord should be providing or not?
I do not know if those were hers or whether they were provided by the landlord when she moved in. She would have to answer that. But that was her choice, from what I understood, what she was telling me, that she was making these arrangements on her own.
Okay. All right then, Ms. Grant, maybe y'all can shed some light on some of these questions.
Your Honor, I was not aware of the need to replace the appliances, so I guess I missed that, but I can address it with my client. I'm wondering if we have discussed any of the programs that are available perhaps through the Texas Workforce Commission, since she's going to be a SNAP recipient, possibly a TANF recipient. There's all kinds of employment programs and training programs there, additional grants and assistance for childcare if the department can't find a place. So
Ms.
I'm
Grant,
wondering,
hang on one second. Ms. Salcido, I'm getting a lot of background noise from you. That's why I muted you. So I'm going to mute you until we need to talk with you. I don't know what the noise is, but I'm getting a lot of background noise. It just makes it real hard for the court reporter. Okay, Ms. Grant, go ahead.
yeah, and so I don't know if any of those programs might be something that we could add, not add on as a service necessarily, Your Honor, but that could be supportive of the services that she already needs to do and give her some structure and some help from some professionals there at the Workforce Commission. But I would have to ask her about the appliances. The Workforce Commission actually has a program called Purchasing from Individuals with Disabilities that have businesses, and they might have some low cost way that they could direct her to purchase new appliances if that is her responsibility.
Okay, so Ms. Salcido, if you will unmute now and let's talk about the situation. All right.
Yes, ma'am. Well, I haven't been able to talk to anybody besides my caseworker. Um, that's one reason why my attorney has no idea about any of this. Um, I was going to go through the workforce, but that's whenever I got a interview for the home health. My background came in good, and it was just really waiting for orientation to start. Um, the reason why I have another interview today was because I wanted a backup plan, um, just so that a way if home health didn't work out, well, at least I have another plan in mind and set. And so that's what my interview is for today. The appliances, whenever I moved in last year in November, the stove that was there was originally my cousin's. And she said that it didn't work, but if I knew anybody that was able to fix it, I could have it. I just never used it because I had a two-burner stove that I cooked on, and it was compatible. It worked. But a family member on my kid's dad's side was able to get a full-size refrigerator and stove. And so I went on ahead and accepted it, just because it was very appreciated that they went out of their way and got that for me. Um,
Okay, so you have those now.
Yes, I just received them yesterday.
Okay, great. That's wonderful. Okay. All right, very good. Okay. All right, I mean, I guess that takes care of the question. I don't know whether it was the landlord's responsibility or not, but she's got them, so that's good. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
And my apologies, I did not know the appliances were an issue, Judge. I hadn't received any emails or anything from anyone, so I will get with Miss Salcido and ask her if there's anything else I need to help her take care of. I'm happy to do it.
all right, Miss Zavala.
Your Honor, I got to visit with all of the kids yesterday. Zachary was sick yesterday, so he was at home. I saw the three boys at home, and then I went and saw Bella at school. It was actually Zachary's birthday yesterday. I think we've got the dates a little bit wrong on the paperwork. But the boys looked good. I had a good conversation with Mom. It really feels like they just had a whole bunch of things on fire all at once. I fully agree with Miss Ricks that I think the priority is getting the younger two boys in school or daycare, so that frees up her time. I think the big issue with work is at this point having time in the schedule. She's got to get those boys in care so that she's got that time. I think because kind of so much happened at once and everything was on fire, it kind of, in reading the reports and talking to Mom, it kind of felt like, where do we start? But I think the starting point is getting them in care. When those benefits come in, I think that will help tremendously. And then, like I said, I did get to meet with Bella at school. I love when I talk with a kid and they're excited about school. Bella's team is like third in the school competition, and she was super excited about it. And we had a really nice visit. There is a lot, I think, that the family needs to work on. But I feel like with all the support she's getting, hopefully in the next little bit things will settle down. And right now, the kids seemed good.
Okay, good. All right then. So, Ms. Salcedo, what we want to do is keep working with you, keep trying to help you get yourself in a position of real stability. So, I agree. I think the daycare and school for the younger children is probably a real top priority, because until you have that arranged, it's a little hard for you to commit to any kind of real structured job. So, work with Ms. Ricks, and we'll hopefully get that figured out here, fairly soon. I think the Texas Workforce Commission is a good idea, because they have a lot of different kind of programs tailored for different needs. And so I think Ms. Grant's suggestion is a good one, and that's something we ought to explore. So what we'll do is we're going to set another compliance hearing in December. I'm going to find that you're in compliance with services at this point. I agree. I think things have just been pretty overwhelming. I understand sometimes it's kind of hard to start climbing out of that ditch. So hopefully we're on our way. And, and by the time we get together again, and that'll be December 9th, we will have made some real significant headway. So I will continue the services as previously ordered, and see everybody back December 9th of 2025. That'll be on a 9 o'clock docket. And hopefully we'll be a lot closer to being able to, get out of your life, and things will be kind of on track.
Yes, ma'am.
And Your
Okay.
Honor, I had some good luck up at the TDC on one of my misdemeanor cases, and so I sent Miss Salcido a chat that if she would make the appointment at some time I'm available, I'd be happy to go with her and introduce her to some of the people that helped us on one of my other cases.
Okay. All right, so Ms. Salcido, do you know how to look at that chat?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right then, I'll see you back December 9th and best of luck to you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
E, in the interest of Maricela and Miliana Martinez, in the interest of Amore Franco, we are here today in each case for an initial permanency hearing.
Yes, the girls are all doing fine in placement. They love living there. Miliana, um, in fact, describes living at her aunt's house as like living on a rainbow. They're super sweet girls. Uh, they're just doing exceptional.
I'm making note of that. I like that.
She says it for the last 3 months. That's what she said.
Okay. All right, all medical, dental, everything's current, no concern.
Everything's current. They do participate in play therapy on Saturdays. And yeah, they've had their cans, their psych. We are pending those results. But yeah, they're current on everything.
Okay. All right, what about parental progress?
Well, Jacqueline is incarcerated and she did receive a 10-year sentence through TDCJ. And so I think she told me that she might be eligible for parole in a year. Jose has not done any services, and he has been refusing to drug screen for me the last several months. And last time I met with him, he told me that he was probably going back to prison and was not interested in working services anymore because it wouldn't matter because he would be in prison. He thinks he's going away for a while. And so we did on August 29th, PD staff to goal change for relative adoption as our primary goal.
Okay.
During
does
that
he have a-
staffing, oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
During that staffing, and I forgot to put it in my court report, that my program director suggested that we ask for an early final because these parents are going to be incarcerated throughout the life of this case, likely.
Yeah, I've got a note about that. We'll come back to that in just a minute.
Okay.
Are you aware, Ms. Mills, does he have a pending revocation? And if you don't know that, Mr. Jackson or Novak might know.
Well, no, he has a charge, a previous domestic violence charge that he's just now going to court on.
Okay. All right. Okay, Ms. Archer, anything to add?
Ms. Mills, did you speak to my client about relinquishment?
I did, and I don't think she would ever willingly do it. She's very passionate about it. When I told her about the goal change, she was very upset. She obviously loves her children. We just want to, do what's best for them at this time.
Do you know if she gets along with placement?
She has little contact. Before the case, she would use placement as a babysitter, but they don't have a friendship or anything. But placement has offered to send updates and pictures monthly because she will have a prison tablet.
That's very nice. I'm sure she'd appreciate that. Did she ask about any services available when she reaches TDCJ?
I have told her to find what she could there. She did. She told me that she participated in a parenting class offered at Potter County, but I was never able to obtain that certificate. I don't know if she has it in paper on her, but she had no way to get it to me.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for trying. I appreciate
Yeah.
it. I'll pass the witness, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Jackson.
Briefly, ma'am, these kids, you testified that they were placed with an aunt.
Yes, it's Jose's sister.
Okay, paternal aunt.
Yes.
Okay, and have you had the occasion to speak with Jose about possibly relinquishing?
I have not. I told him that that could be a possibility, but I haven't had any contact with him since July.
Okay, no, thank you. No further questions.
Thank you.
Y'all help me remember, or I have to go back and look through my notes. Father to Amori, or I'm not sure
Amory,
how they said Amori.
his name is Ben Van Loo, and he signed a waiver of non-interest
That's
because
right.
he didn't even know about Amory, but he declined to take a paternity test. He wants nothing to do with any of
Right.
this.
I'd forgotten. Okay. That was what I needed. He signed that waiver. Okay. Okay. Ms. Vala.
Your Honor, no questions, just a report if you're ready for that now.
Sure.
Okay. I got to visit with the girls in the home last night. They are doing amazing. They're very bonded to each other. They're very bonded to placement. As I was walking up, there was a sign celebrating the student of the month for their respective elementary schools. And they're getting to do things like t-ball and ballet, and just seem to be doing really, really well. So I absolutely recommend that placement, that family placement continue. I would also second the request for an early final. I think that would be appropriate in this case.
Okay. What I want to do is we'll set it for an early final. So we will set it on January 13th of 2026. That'll be on a 9 o'clock docket. We can send y'all to mediation. I don't know how difficult that'll be, Ms. Archer, whether you'll be able to get your client in to participate in that. I know we do, you know. So if we need a court order, you know, to get that before y'all do it, you'll obviously have to mediate by Zoom. But that might just be more efficient than you trying to just, you know, do written communication back and forth with her. We can always push it out, you know, if we need to, and or something develops. But I think under the current circumstances, you know, we really have to look at trying to achieve permanency for the kids. So so I'm going to continue the department as temporary managing conservator, and I'll continue the children's current placement. Find there's a continuing danger to return the children home at this time. I'm going to find that parents are not in compliance with services at this time. Maybe there'll be some other things she can do now that she's in TDC rather than county jail. And it's just whether or not Mr. Martinez chooses to do anything, I guess, at this point. And like I said, we'll set that for an early final, January 13th. And that'll be on a 9 o'clock docket. Let's just say with the holiday and everything, let's just say we would order y'all to mediation. Oh, let's see. Let me get a calendar in front of me. Would y'all rather knock it out before Christmas or wait till just right after the new year?
It might be better to see if we can get it done before Christmas. But I'm open to all suggestions.
Judge, probably before Christmas, because I think what they're going to be asking in mediation is likely a relinquishment. And if it's before Christmas, that will give time for the relinquishment to be sent to the prison and then be returned.
Okay, why don't we say then December night, to mediate before December 19th. That should give enough time.
And Judge, when did you set the next hearing?
The final will be January 13th.
Okay, thank you.
2026 on a 9 o'clock docket. Okay, I appreciate y'all. In the interest of Stetson Reed, we're here today on a review hearing.
But Joel Jackson, on behalf of the unknown father, present and ready.
Okay, and Mr. Anderson, the alleged father, is also present. I don't see Ms. Riley, but we'll keep an eye out for her.
Stacy Zavala on behalf of the child.
All right, thank you. Okay, Mr. Koval, I think you're up.
Yes, Judge. Since the court hearing, I'm sorry, since the court report was filed, we have moved to unsupervised visits. We had the first unsupervised visit last Friday for 4 hours, and it went well with no issues.
With
With the mom, I'm sorry.
That's good. Just
Yeah,
wanted to clarify.
Yes, ma'am. So, we were having 2 supervised visits between mom and Stetson up until last week, and then got approval to move to those unsupervised visits. So Fridays from 2 to 6 is when that is occurring. Paternity testing has occurred on Stetson on September 4th, and then on Austin Anderson on September 12th. So we should get those results hopefully back within several weeks. But Stetson is doing very well in his foster placement. He remains placed along with his brother, and he's doing very well.
Okay, great. Okay, so Ms. Reeb is obviously making good progress and is in compliance, would you say?
Yes, she is in compliance. Her drug tests have been negative since December of 2024. We would like to ask for her to test today, UA and hair follicle. Her last hair follicle was in July, so it's going on 3 months, and it was negative in July. But we would ask the court to order that today. And but yes, she's complied with everything. She's completed all of her services.
Okay, great.
Has Mr. Anderson worked any services or was he waiting for paternity testing?
Yeah, we've been waiting to get the results of paternity testing to be sure that he's the father, and then we can get with him and discuss what his needs are. I only very recently was able to make contact with him, and it's only been by phone, text really. And so we haven't had an opportunity to really get to know him and his needs. But once that paternity test comes back, we'll be able to tailor a family plan to meet his needs.
Okay, just looking back, let's see. All right, do we have any kind of active reunification plan in the works then with respect to mom?
With the dismissal date currently set for late November, what we would like to do and what we're planning to finalize this week is a reunification schedule that can move us along a stepped up plan toward reunification. And then we would think that a monitored return would be in order. And then that would give us plenty of time to monitor and to also work with Mr. Anderson if he's determined to be the father and work on his services.
All right, then. Okay, Ms. Lucero, anything today?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Koval, as far as that reunification schedule, what is that looking like? I know that we kind of discussed it at a past meeting, but she's at her, I know she just has had 1 4-hour unsupervised visit, but what's the next step? I mean, as you may know, she's really anxious, to work towards this reunification. So what's the schedule looking like right now?
I will work with my supervisor to develop a specific plan, and it's subject to her approval. But you know, these reunification schedules typically are like an 8-week schedule, moving from unsupervised day visits to longer day visits to an overnight or two, and then a weekend or two. So something along those lines.
All right, because right now, like you stated, Jessica's completed all her services. She's tested negative on UAs and hair follicles for an extended period of time. And so at this time, do you know, are y'all opposed? Is it possible, like for her to have like another 4-hour unsupervised visit and then either an 8-hour unsupervised visit or go into like an overnight? I mean, I know that Mr. Anderson might step up if he's found to be the dad, but right now I'm kind of focused on Jessica and Stetson to get that going as quickly as possible. Because I know that y'all been working on that reunification plan for a couple of weeks now.
Well, we'll just need to collaborate on it. I have not been able to put it actually on paper with Marvell just yet. So, but we will do that this week. We discussed it just before this court hearing. Just don't have anything specific, and I can't give a sign off on it. So, we'll get together and we'll come up with something that's certainly as rapid as we can make it to meet the safety requirement, make sure everything's good. But we're very happy with mom's progress.
Okay. And just to be clear, there's not any safety concerns with Stetson visiting with his mom. Is that right?
No.
Okay. I'll pass the witness.
Okay, Mr. Anderson, let me just ask you, you have any questions today, sir? And you'll have to unmute.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, no, I really don't have any questions at the moment.
Okay, well, hopefully we'll get the genetic testing back quickly, because if you are the dad, you're gonna have some stuff to do.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, so just stay in contact with everybody so we can discuss next steps if genetic testing comes back and you are not excluded as the father, okay?
All right, sounds good.
All right. Okay, Mr. Jackson.
No questions, Judge.
All right. Ms. Zavala.
No questions, just a report and recommendation. Stetson's doing very good in placement. I'm very glad to hear how well mom is doing. I would like to be kept in the loop on the reunification plan. I do agree that we need to be moving towards reunification. I also think we need to balance that with Stetson's needs as well. He's going to be moving from the home he's been in his entire life into it with his brother. So we are moving him gradually away from brother and away from that home. So I just want to, and that sounds like where we need to be going at this point, but I want to make sure it's done in a way that he is balanced and he's still able to see his brother. So we just need to work on a plan. And it sounds like it's going where it needs to go at this point.
Okay. All right, then I will order, I'm going to order Ms. Reeb to do the hair test today. That'll be a hair and UA. I'll continue the department as temporary managing conservator, and I'll continue the child's placement. I'd find there's a continuing danger to return the child to the alleged father at this time, and that he is not in compliance with the service plan, but we'll await the genetic testing and see what's next. Mother is in compliance with her service plan, and we'll work into a reunification plan this week. I will see everybody back. We're scheduled for a final November 18th of 2025. That's on a 9 o'clock docket. So I'll see everybody back then, and we'll decide where we're going to go. I certainly will entertain any agreements, emails, anything in advance of that date. Just if there is an agreement about monitored return or what we're gonna do, that way everybody doesn't have to get geared up for a final if we're not gonna have one, so.
Your
Okay.
Honor, if I may, I'm sorry to interrupt. If the department would just let me know when that reunification plan comes into play, I understand, Ms. Zavala's concerns about Stetson, where he's been, but the goal has always been reunification. So if it needs to possibly be like, 2 unsupervised visits per week, to get him used to being away from placement and his brother. But like I said, Miss Group's done a great job. She's tried really hard. And so I just don't want to drag this out, and she doesn't want to drag it out. So that's where we're at.
Understood. I think we need to we gotta look at it's an infant, we're
Right.
talking about a baby. We
Mhm.
gotta look at what's not gonna be totally disruptive to that baby's schedule and, cause that, Ms. Reeb, if all of a sudden you got a baby that's not sleeping and not eating and, boy, that can just be a you know, big bucket of cold water on our whole reunification. So we want to just, make it successful. That's all. So, okay. All right. Thank you all very much. I'll see you back November.
Thank you, Judge.
Judge.
Thank you, Judge.
In the interest of Messiah King, we are here today set for our final in this matter. We are conducting this through Zoom.
Tucker Ivy,
And how are you currently employed?
I'm a permanency specialist through St. Francis.
And does St. Francis contract with the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services to do the casework in the cases?
Yes, ma'am, we're at SSCC.
Okay. And are you familiar with the case involving the child Messiah King?
Yes, ma'am.
And how are you familiar with the case?
I'm the caseworker for the case.
Okay. And how long have you been the caseworker?
Since mid-July.
Okay. And have you had the opportunity to review all of the records in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And are you familiar with the reasons for removal in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you familiar with how the child is currently doing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Who is the mother of Messiah?
Dekeisha King.
And did Dekeisha King execute an affidavit of voluntary relinquishment?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd ask the enter Exhibit 1 into evidence at this time.
Any objection?
No objection.
No objection?
All right. Petitioner's Exhibit 1 will be admitted.
Okay. And Exhibit 1 is that affidavit of relinquishment. Is that correct?
Yes.
And have you had the opportunity to review the relinquishment?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And did the mother, Dekeisha King, sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
And does that relinquishment meet all the requirements by law?
Yes, ma'am.
And in that relinquishment, did Miss King name Muhammad Johnson as the father of the child?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And are you asking the court today to terminate the parental rights of Dekeisha King as to the child Messiah King based upon the affidavit of voluntary relinquishment?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And is the department waiving any other grounds in regards to termination?
No, ma'am.
Are you waiving other grounds? You're not
Oh.
asking.
Sorry. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And do you believe that termination of parental rights between Dekeisha King and the child Messiah King is in the child's best interest?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And the affidavit additionally states that mother believes that termination is in the best interest as well. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then in regards to the alleged father, Muhammad Johnson, have you had any contact with Muhammad Johnson?
No, ma'am.
Have you attempted to locate Muhammad Johnson?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, was a search at the paternity registry completed in regards to the child Messiah King?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'd ask to enter Exhibit 2 into evidence at this time.
Any objection?
No objection.
No objection?
No objection. All right. Petitioner's Exhibit 2 will be admitted.
Mr. Abbey, have you had the opportunity to review that certificate of paternity registry search?
Yes, ma'am.
And did that indicate that nobody has registered with the paternity registry?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let's take that further. That means Muhammad Johnson did not register with the paternity registry. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What attempts have you made to locate Mr. Johnson?
We did an accurate search. I've contacted the mother, Keisha King, about his whereabouts, and she actually gave me his social media page that he frequently uses, and I've messaged him on there, as well as um, done an accurate search and a true person search to try and find him. But the only information we have on him is his first and last name, Muhammad Johnson, which is very common. And Keisha has told him that Messiah is involved with St. Francis, but he's refused to reach out or reply to the social media message.
And so would it be fair to say that the person you reached out to, he never responded to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And has Messiah ever had any contact with the alleged father that you're aware of?
No.
Are you asking the court today to terminate the parental rights of Muhammad Johnson as to Messiah King based upon failure to register with paternity registry?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you believe that termination of parental rights is in Messiah's best interest?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's talk about Messiah a little bit. Where is Messiah currently placed?
He's currently with Love Gaither, his great aunt.
Okay, so he is in a relative placement.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have the opportunity to see Messiah in that placement?
Yes, ma'am.
And how is Messiah doing in that placement?
Very good. Love actually got one of his cousins into their home that she plans to adopt as well, and they have a strong bond. At first, he was a little jealous because it was a new kid entering the home, but she said that they get along great now, and he has a good time.
Is placement able to meet all of Messiah's mental, emotional, and physical needs?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you have any concerns in regards to the current placement for Messiah?
No.
Okay. And is the current placement considered Messiah's permanent home at this time?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And are you asking the court to not only terminate parental rights, but continue Messiah in his current placement?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I passed the witness. Oh, I'm sorry. Are you asking that the department be named permanent managing conservator of the child pending an adoption?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now I passed the witness.
And that answered my other question, which Mr. Ivy was, they are interested in adoption.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Okay. Ms. Archer.
No questions, Judge.
Okay, Ms. Groff.
Your Honor, I have no questions. I just want to make sure the court is aware and put on the record that I did my own search through some paid search platforms to try to find Mr. Johnson. And it appears that he has no kind of connections that would lead to being found on such a search. It would have to be like utility bills, leases, employment, things like that. So apparently he's living under a radar. So I apologize that I wasn't able to find him for this hearing, but I did try to do a search for a day's time to try to find him. So I have nothing else to add. Thank you.
All right, I appreciate the efforts. We can only do what we can do to find people. Okay, Ms. Zavala.
Your Honor, it is my recommendation at this time that parental rights be terminated based solely on the grounds alleged, and that Messiah remain in his placement. He is doing well, and I look forward to the coming adoption in the future.
Okay, I appreciate it, Ms. Zavala. Okay, then, Ms. Powell, any further witnesses?
No, Your Honor, Department rest.
Okay, Ms. Archer, anything to present?
Nothing to present, Judge.
All right, Ms. Groff, anything to present?
No, Your Honor.
And Ms. Zavala, I assume no other witnesses.
No, Your Honor, I just kind of jumped ahead.
That's quite, it's okay. I get the cart before the horse all the time, so it's quite all right. Okay, then everybody rests and close.
Close.
The father rests, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, then at this time, I do find by clear and convincing evidence that it is in the best interest of the child, Messiah King, to terminate the parental rights between the child and his mother, Decacia King, based solely on her voluntary affidavit of relinquishment of parental rights pursuant to Texas Family Code 161.001B1K and the best interest Texas Family Code 161.001B2. I also find by clear and convincing evidence that it is in the best interest of the child, Messiah King, to terminate the parental rights, if any, between the alleged father, Muhammad Johnson, and the child, under Texas Family Code 161.002, subsection B2, his failure to register with the paternity registry. At this time, I will name the Department of Family and Protective Services as the permanent managing conservator of the child, and I'll dismiss all court-appointed attorneys after the de novo and appellate timeframes expire, with the exception of Ms. Zavala, who will remain as the child's attorney and guardian ad litem. Counsel, as always, be mindful of your de novo timeframe since I've rendered an open court. And additionally, if you're instructed to file a notice of appeal, please do not file that until a final order has been signed and adopted by the referring court. All right, I appreciate everybody. Thank you all again for your patience. I'm sorry we were running behind, but we almost caught up. So thank you. And that will conclude our Potter County docket for this morning. So everybody have a good afternoon.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Your Honor.
Thank y'all.
How long did that take?
Probably right at 10 minutes
You did great.
or a little less. I didn't check the clock right as we started. But
I was like, I know I'm supposed to ask another question. What is that other question?
thank you, Ms. Galvan. I appreciate you.
No problem, Judge. And I'm not needed at 1, right?
No,
Okay.
Ms.
Thank you
Katie,
so
am I
much.
correct about that, right?
We are done.
That's what I thought.
Yes,
Okay.
we're done.
Thank you so
you.
much. We always appreciate having you help us out.
No problem, Judge. See you guys.
Okay, see you next time.
Thank y'all.
Y'all have a good afternoon.
You too.